Welcome back to the channel. So I'm officially um in moving out next month, and the reason why I'm moving out because I feel like I'm ready to be my own man. I'm ready to learn how to take responsibility on my own. I just got approved for my new apartment, my first ever apartment. I've been staying with my parents for 22 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's time for me. I'm 22 now, obviously. So I think it's time for me to take that leap of faith and move out. Now, this wasn't an easy decision. It's not easy. And don't get me wrong, I could have saved a little more. I could have saved um until like the end of this year, but it's like, nah, I kind of want to move, now. You know what I'm saying? I got that urge to move. I'm like, man, I gotta move soon. You know what I'm saying? I was having that urge. I was really having this urge. I want to say like, the middle of last year, around June, July. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm ready to live on my own. But not realizing, not understanding how much apartments and stuff were costing. So they was like, everybody kept saying, no, just wait a year, save your money up. I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll save money. You know what I'm saying? So man, I just been putting in overtime like crazy, working on one of my days off, still prioritizing rest and all that. I wasn't overworking myself. But it's like, man, I'm working 6 days a week. Usually I have 5 days. I work 5 days a week with my job, and I get 2 days off. So I would just pick up an extra day and just work on my extra day. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? I'm cutting out all the distractions. I'm gonna stay disciplined. I'm gonna stack my cheese, man. So that's what I did. So now, like, I got approved to this nice luxury apartment. So look at God, man. God did it, man. I did that. God did that. I'm just praying it all works out. Maybe, I'm saying I do have enough for, first, I would say 4 to 6 months of rent. I definitely have enough for that. I'm not going to tell you how much I saved up, but I think, if you're looking to move out, to be comfortable, I would say in this economy, save at least about $10,000 before you move out on your own. At least 10,000. You know what I'm saying? 10,000 or more. I think that's how much you should save. Now, if your rent is cheaper, you could save around like 5K, right? So I know many people won't agree with that number range, but I just think that it's ideal to set, what I'm saying, especially if your rent is 1,500 a month, man, you need to save about $10,000, right? Plus you gotta think about utilities and and your other all these crazy bills gonna be over your head. I know that when I'm going into this, that it's gonna be more bills and probably what I'm saying, but I won't be as stressed. I'll be kind of far ahead. I'll be I'll have money for rent for the first 4 to 6 months, so I should be good, right? So stack your cheese, man. Stack that money. You know what I'm saying? Don't rush it. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom just had a conversation about that. She was like, man, you need, why don't you just get another car first? That's true. I could get another car first, but it's like, what I'm saying? I didn't, I'm like, man, nah, I got that urge to move now. Like, what I'm saying? I didn't want to keep waiting another 4 months to move because I'm like, because if I waited, I feel like I'll never want to move out. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like, man, I need to do it while I have this urge. Like, I got enough saved. Why not just go ahead and make the move now? Like, I got enough. You know what I'm saying? I got enough. You know what I'm saying? The car gonna come. You know what I'm saying? I pray that the car I have now is an older car, but you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm just gonna thug it out. I can thug it out. You know what I'm saying? Until I get me a nicer car for sure. But it's like, man, I got the urge to move now. Like, I'm just going ahead and just going to give me my spot first. Then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a car might be more reliable than, it's more important to have a good, reliable car, but it's like, if I feel like personally, man, if I waited, a little longer, like, it's like, bro, I probably won't have this urge to want to move out. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm getting myself into. I've been planning it out So it's not like I'm just jumping into it and not knowing what to expect. I know what I'm getting myself into. You know what I'm saying? I got to be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying humble about it. I'm excited, but I'm just gonna stay humble about it. You know what I'm saying? Making sure, because that rent, because if you don't pay that rent on time, you don't pay them. You know what I'm saying? Pay that rent is you know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to you know move in there and stay in there. You know what I'm saying? Be able to stay in my apartment. I don't want to get evicted or nothing. I just got to make sure I'm on my butt, make sure I'm on my stuff, make sure I'm prioritizing now. You know what I'm saying? Since I got an apartment now, I got to prioritize. My priorities gonna be, I got to be different now. So I know that I got to be, you know, I got to be ready when I'm, going to be throwing at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for the challenges. Again, I thank you for my parents for letting me stay here. You know what I'm saying? Go through the struggle, not the struggle, but like make the mistakes I was making while I was staying here. But it's like, you know what? Like, I feel mature. I'm mentally and financially, I feel ready. So I'm going to take this step, leap of faith and go and move out and be on my own as a man, start my kingdom. So I'm ready. I'm grateful and I'm humble. All right. But man, that's it. That's all I want to, say for this video, man. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.